Hey, this is Jenny Jones, Digital Growth Hacks Club. All right, so listen, your Monday Madness, this is crazy. We had 13 tools drop today. A couple of repeats came back, but we had a lot of new tools. Hey, if this is your first time to this channel, please go ahead and like, subscribe. You never know what kind of hacks I'm going to come up with, and you don't want to miss out. Might want to hit that bell notification as well, because I may have some surprises in this one. We may have to circle back. All right, so listen. This was the largest drop I have is this the largest drop I've ever seen? I think it is for a Monday Madness. This is the largest drop. Crazy stuff. So let's get into it. I want to do this a little bit different because we had so many here. You guys know there are certain tools I don't look at. I don't look at WordPress tools or anything like that. I think there's other channels that do a very good job at doing that. And I kind of only mention tools that I've kind of looked at and says, I think my audience may be interested in this and may not. So I think there's about 9 tools, and let me break them down like this. So what I'm going to give you is I'm going to give you efficiency tools. I'm going to give you customer service tools. I'm going to give you agency add-on tools. And then I'm going to give you one tool to keep your eye on. And then I'm going to give you one unicorn tool. All right. So I promise you, I'm going to try to make this short. So just bear with me because this is a lot to digest. All right, so let's look at the first. Efficiency tool. So the first efficiency tool that comes up is, let's look at it here. I'm telling you, this is crazy, right? So the first efficiency tool, I had everything set up and now it's gone. Doc Analyzer here. Turn your documents into interactive chats and analyze into info fast with AI powered platform. I think this is a pretty solid tool. If I'm going to look at it, if I'm going to give it any interest, or if I'm looking at a tool like this, because there's a lot of tools that are coming, it's very, very similar. So you have to be careful. If you already have in your inventory, you need to move on, right? But this is for the new people that are coming here and they may want to have another interest or something like that. So if I was looking at this tool, I mean, if I'm not trying to get shared workspaces or anything like that, I think a tier 2 serves you very, very well here. So I would look at this maybe as a tier 2. I actually like these kind of tools. If you're going to be, what I'm finding is I'm liking the analyzer tools or the research tools over SEO tools. And because my thought or my perspective is the AI race has kind of changed the SEO race. And what I mean by that, it used to be an argument where you had to have the best SEO tool. I think now you have to have the best document analyzer and research tool and put that together with a blog tool that allows you to come up with the best white papers and or if you want to improve your status as a thought leader. Because what's happening is the AI tools are actually going back and looking at blogs and things of that nature to try to provide the best data that they can for the people that's putting input in on their side. So again, that's my thought, right? I'm sure people will argue me. I don't care. That's just what I'm seeing. So that's the first efficiency tool. The second one is Get Invoice, right? I don't think this is a bad tool, but I think we've had some tools just come here recently to do that. Automatically find, process, and forward invoices and receipts to your accounting system. Right here, their integrations, QuickBooks, Outlook, Google Drive, Gmail. I don't even know how much of my audience is going to be interested in this. I know you can let AI track your receipts. That's starting to become the norm now because AI can pretty much read PDFs and what is it, CPR, or I can't remember. It's the recognition that it does with documents. So now that's no longer, that used to be far out of reach. No one could really do that. Now I'm seeing AI could really do that on a consistent basis. So if I looked at this tool, I would look at monthly extracted invoices. I mean, for a small to medium-sized business, I even think a tier 1 is just perfect for you here. Lifetime access, unlimited bank reconciliations, unlimited users, unlimited web portals, unlimited email accounts, monthly extracted invoices. I'm actually interested to see what they mean here. Unlimited bank reconciliations, unlimited web portals. I need to know what that means. This may get a little bit more attention from me, But right now, I definitely need to get that question answered. But again, it's another efficiency tool. And then let me give you one more efficiency tool, right? We're moving through these pretty hot and fast this morning. That really caught my eye is click.org. Click.org. I'm looking at it. It's more of a where you can track your links, right? You can create, you can do a lot of different things with this. Let me tell you what impressed me most about this tool. Not impressed me, but what I found comforting is this tool has been around since 2012. Action Justin is the same founder of Blastable, right? If you haven't seen Blastable, let me see. Yeah, he's the same founder of Blastable, right? So that's this tool right here. We had this one on the show a couple of months ago, but again, he's been in this space for a while. So he definitely knows his area around to get around in this. So again, this is called click.org. I really like what it's doing here. You have the viral traffic bar, you have marketing pop-ups, WordPress plugin, branded domains, link rotation, mobile browser detection. If you're really wanting your, like, say you have these domains that they're very long, or you're trying to have like a shadow URL or something like that, this is really good for that. And then you can track it. You can see what the traffic is doing, right? So I think when you do that, when you do a tool like this, custom domains are going to be very, very important. I wouldn't do anything less than a tier 3 here. Maybe a tier 4, depends on how many you have here, but I really like what this tool is doing. If you don't have a trackable domain that can shorten your domains, or you can make them where you can track the domains. And I'm looking at what this does compared to what some of my other trackable, I think I have YXL or YXL. I have a couple of other ones that they've served me very well. You can kind of track the traffic on them, and you can do, for this particular one, you can do A and B testing on the actual links as well. This is a tool as far as efficiency. I really, really like this tool. Yeah, I really like this tool. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up. I may, though. I don't know. It may even be my Wednesday winner. I don't know. So let's get to, and I'm not going to be able to get to all these tools. So let's look at customer service, right? So I'm going to try to move fast here. Customer service, we have Userpop, and we have, let's look at Userpop. So we have Userpop here, which I thought was some pretty unique things that they're doing. They have this way of, and I think they're mostly for your e-commerce. So they can come up, they can make these pop-ups come from other people talking about the actual, let's say it's a pair of shoes that you have on your store, of other people talking about it. They can say, hey, you can put in a poll and say, hey, what's the best color shoes? Which shoes should we carry in this model? You know, should we carry the brown ones or the black ones? I think you can have a mini poll that starts. This is doing some unique stuff. I haven't seen this done before, which I can appreciate, right? And so this is kind of how it looks. And then you can create like a mini community on your e-commerce sites and just get people kind of involved. I really like that for e-commerce shopping. We have a person in our community. Shout out to my guy, Brandon. You might want to take a look at this, Brandon. Of course, obviously, got to use my code, right? Keep everything going, right? So I like this. I don't know, because I'm not a big e-commerce person. This is really going to depend on your order strength and your website. So there's going to be a good balance between probably 3. You definitely want audience insights. So you're not looking at anything lower than a 3. But what does it do here? Tier 5. Oh, man, you get an unlimited here. Ooh, I don't know if that makes it a poor man's agency, possibly. You'd have to be in that space. Unlimited websites, unlimited users, 3,000 orders per month. What I would say is, if I'm in the e-commerce space, which is a very difficult space right now with the tariffs and stuff, I got to have a separator. So even if I'm an agency, if I wanted to offer this, I have to live with whatever the orders are that it goes over 3,000. If someone's making over $3,000, over 3,000 orders per month, it's a lot. So somebody's making some money. So I would live with the cost of this. I actually like this at a tier 5 value. So Brandon, if you're out there, I don't know if you're gonna look at this or not, but take a look at this at the tier 5. I really like it. I really like what they're doing. They're doing some different things. All right, so enough about that. All right, so let's go. I might even move that one over. Oh, actually, I have one more ToddVob. So let's go back to that one. Sorry, this is long. A lot of people like, hey, just get to the point. Hey, listen, you want me to go through this stuff? So it's ToddVob. I think it's called ToddVob. These are chat widgets, right? Lead captures. I've seen these before. They're so much more sophisticated now. If you don't have a chat widget, you need to get yourself one. This one does 50 chat bots, 40,000 messages. I think this is a pretty valid one. I think tier 3 here without the powered by. I don't like when my stuff is powered by. I don't like when people know what I'm using for chat bots. It's just me personally, but you can definitely get away with a tier 2 if you wanted to. So yeah. Remove watermark. Somebody had some questions about that. So yeah, this is another customer service tool. And I think these are serving their purpose. I'm starting to see them more. And I actually think people are getting more comfortable with them. And some of them are really, really good. So I think people are adjusting to these more than anything. I think these are bailing out a lot of the customer service, talk to a live agent. And I think here you can actually transfer to a live agent. Let's see how many agents can you do here. So training web pages, you can do 500 here. I don't know how many assistants you can get. It doesn't really say how many assistants you can get, but yeah. So if you're into that, you need to get into that. That's fine. All right. So let's go with our agency add-ons. So let's talk about the tools that you can add to your agency today. Let's look at that. So let me start with this. Come on. You guys got to give me something easier than this, but let's start with Banner Byte, right? Banner Byte, they have here, they have a lifetime plan and they have an annual plan, right? So these are annual plans, $59, 200 credits a minute, 1 minute video duration, and so on and so forth. So you could do these 3 years access, but I'm concentrating here on the lifetime, $199, 200 projects per month, 200 credits, 5 minutes video. This is actually a better deal than some of their annual deals. I'm looking at it as a one-time cost. Yeah, I'm looking at this. You get 500 minutes duration. So you really can't get that on the annual until you get to a tier 4, 3-year access. But you can get 3 years of access for $249, and you can get a one-time deal of $199, still get the 500 credit, get the 5 minutes, but then you get 200 credits. But here you get 1,500 credits. Oh, I see. So it really just depends. I mean, this is one of those tools. I have a couple other tools like this. It's been around since 2017. That may mean it's a little dated. Maybe. I don't know. It depends on how it works. It depends on how you can deploy it, right? I really would depend on how you can deploy it. Can it be, and I'm almost certain it should be able to be embeddable somewhere with an iframe. That would be something I'd be interested in. But I've kind of seen this tool before. I'm just okay on that. I think Bannerboo gives you a lot more, and I think theirs was a little bit, you had the timeline and all that. I don't know about this one, but again, it is for agency add-on. If you wanted to get it, add it to your agency to do for some of your clients, you definitely can do that. Let me give you another agency add-on, which I think should be looked at. So VZ, I guess it's VZ. So VZ creates these websites. They've been here before, and I remember them being here in the past. And my challenge with these particular services is I can create a website almost from anywhere, right? I have other tools that could create a website for me just based on the power of AI. But from what I understand, this is a pretty nice tool. I mean, this is another tool that you can add to your agency stack that you can offer to a client. I really like its ease of use here. There's a couple of out there that are kind of trying to shape up to become the leader. I think VZ does a pretty good job here. if I'm gonna get this right, I'm gonna go with the either the tier 3 or the tier 4. I definitely want to be able to do custom code and export the code. I want to have that ability. You can do a lot of things. If you can create a website and then export the code, you can do a lot of damage on other sites as well. So I really like this as a tier 3, but if I'm going to use it in my agency, I would definitely pick up a tier 4. So again, this is another tier 4, and this is not bad. These tools are not bad. Definitely when they give you that much editing power. All right, so then let me go to one more for agency. I think, where is it at here? And I go the wrong way. Okay, so Sage SEO. Again, these are another one of these SEO tools. I just don't know what the future of SEO is going to hold. I think it'll be important, but I think the way we know SEO in the past, we will not know SEO the same way in the future. Excuse me. I think what I like about this is you can integrate with the Google Keyword Planner and Google Search Console, right? And it has a WordPress as well. So it's best for web design agencies, marketing agencies, and bloggers. So I think this is a good tool for your agency to add to your agency. You have the Kanban here. You create a brief ready, draft, edit. So I think you can do a lot. This almost has, I'm thinking if I like this and partnering this up with an orchestra would be very, very nice. Yeah, I can see both of those two working together very well. What do I like here? Kind of rich. 500 domains. You can do a lot for that. Like I said, this is an agency piece. I think this is an agency play. And I think as we move forward, if I can at least do 100 domains at the tier 5, I think I'm good. 100 is a good round number for agencies. You start getting past that, you start running into a lot of things where now you have to sub out. You got to make sure you cover your costs. But you definitely can get away with 50 domains just for this. You get 4 seat licenses, monthly domain performance reports. You can do this, set these up for your clients. Yeah, if you have a small agency, a tier 4 would do you well. But if you really wanted to be, you know what, I want to offer this service, I think maybe even starting out at a tier 4 and then probably move up. I really like this tool. And there's a couple things I like about it. It's been around since 2020. This name seems familiar. Where is he from somewhere else? Let me see. No, I thought maybe he was from another company or something like that. Okay, so yeah, he's been around for a while. So again, I like that as an agency. Now, let me give you one more tool. Let me give you a tool that I'm keeping my eye on. So let me give you that one. And then I'm going to do, so let me give you the tool I'm keeping my eye on. Let's do that. Vocable. Now, Vocable reminds me of, what is the name of that tool? She's going to kill me. Mavic. Yeah, Mavic. It reminds me of Mavic. And I think Mavic I can do a lot more in, but this is a poor man's Mavic, meaning that they're on to the same type of thing here. I think Mavic has a little bit more integrations, but this is kind of the same vein. I think they're doing some things that I don't think Mavic is doing. Like they can get your value proposition, tone of voice, industry. So a lot of these tools are doing this now where they take your brand and they kind of say, all right, what do you want to do with your brand? But I think what I've seen with this is they put together these Kanban view of all of, you can do 30 days worth of posts. You can have that out there. But I think also they're giving you these analysis of your different posts. You can do different things like that. So you can see what do you think their post is going to do. You can have an idea, correctness, and something like that. So I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that. So this is a tool that I would definitely keep my eye on. Myself personally, may pull this off the shelf just because I like different tools to do different things like this. Definitely can do things for a brand. I may even pull this off my shelf, not even for me. I may just pull this off for my clients to keep them out of my Mavic, because my Mavic is kind of sacred. But Mavic, once they're done with their white labeling, which I've already talked to Jess, they're focusing on some other things and converting it over to the 2.0. But this is about this tool particularly right now. But if I can get away with this and maybe even do a tier 2, I may just do this just to fill it out, because I think they're doing some things that Mavic is not doing, but Mavic is just so hard to beat. And I don't want to get into this prisoner of the moment, but you can have these different frameworks, storytelling frameworks, hooks optimized for different channels. I got to take a look at this. I'm not going to lie to you. So you need to keep your eye on this one. I don't know, maybe my Wednesday winner, you never know. All right, so let me close this out, right? Let me give you the 50,000 pound gorilla in the room. Stream Studio, right? So Stream Studio is a tool. This is a unicorn tool. So let me just tell you what the deal is on this tool. Met with the founder. He may be coming on the show this week. We need to digest this puppy. Let me tell you what this is and the reason why it's different and the reason why it's so freaking expensive, right? So when you look at this tool, right, this tool does a lot, right? Look at this tool. It goes all the way up to tier 9, 7 freaking grand, right? Who does that, right? You know who does that? A tool that's an enterprise tool that's trying to sell down to the small business or the MSB, the SMD market, the small, medium-sized business. They are an enterprise tool. They are a grown-up big boy tool, but they're trying to squeeze down. So they're trying to give you an opportunity here. I know the reason why this costs $7,000. Some of you guys will be like, what, $7,000? Here's the reason why. Because what they're doing is they're creating you, if you think of this like this, let me give you the vision, right? The vision is your YouTube, or you have enough YouTube juice, enough YouTube content that you just, hey, let me get YouTube out of my business. All right. So the reason why it's so expensive is because you're getting a branded Android TV, Roku TV app. You're getting, a Fire TV, Apple TV app. You're getting white label mobile, iOS, Android iOS. You're getting a lot of apps. And what I'm finding is I have 6 apps right now. What I'm finding is the time and effort, and we'll call that effort, right? When you're trying to put projects together and you're allocating time and resources, it's the effort that's the most expensive. So you could say, hey, well, they do these all the time. Yes and no. The blueprint is there. It's the uniqueness of each app that's not there, meaning that they have to chase down clients, right? Which is more difficult because there's a lot of things you need for your apps. You need to be certain things. You have to have privacy statements. You have to get it approved. So what I'm seeing, to do an app, a white label app, honestly, to me, is about $5,000. To do a full white label app is about $5,000. They're charging $7,000 to give you all the apps. I just told you that was one app. To do one app is about $5,000. They're giving you all these apps for $7,000. Not only that, if you have an audience, you have a large audience on Reels, you have a large audience on TikToks, you then move them over here to your own platform. You are now your own platform, right? Let me put my face on screen here because I think this is more important than people think. So you are your own app. You're your own TikTok. You're your own YouTube. You're not. This is why people say, how much does this cost or whatever? This is a full ecosystem, people. This is not something. And then at the same time, you're a full ecosystem. You now can generate your own revenue. You can do courses. You can do pay-per-view events. This is a full-blown ecosystem, right? Now, I have portions of this because I've bought some of it and I put it together and I have my own. I'm fine with what I own with this particular product. It's served me well. I've made money from this product already, but my apps, I just got my first app delivered to me maybe 3 months ago. Here's the problem. I don't even have enough content. So I'm now building content. It's going to take me about 6 months to a year to build enough content on it. I was overwhelmed by how well it looked. And I was like, oh crap. And developers, his team kept coming to me saying, hey, dude, you need to get content up. I'm like, oh yeah, content. Right. So I'm not a big TikTok person. I don't do a lot of reels. So you're going to get a lot of, I think it's 9 by 16 or the linear type of traffic and our storage you're going to be able to put on that particular platform. So if you want to have people engaged on your platform, you want them to leave streams and all, I'm telling you, this is a lot, right? This is an investment. So if you say, hey, you know what? I want to be in business. I want to cut the middleman out of my business. Then this is your platform. This is your platform. This is a lot though, right? Let me take my face off screen here. Let's go back to this. So this is a lot. So you're getting a lot. So those of you purchased in the past, we're going to be able to answer those questions when the founder comes on the show. I want to say he's going to be on this Wednesday. So I think what we had prior is a little bit different, because what you had prior was you had the tier 3, right? The new plan is a tier 4, but the tier 3 didn't include the web apps or anything like that. I think at that time they were just getting into that realm and offering the web apps, and they offered those to some people who was able to take them up on those purchases, which was a couple of $1,000s. But I think now we have to answer the question, okay, so what do I need? They're adding new things. They did add create courses playlist, right? I think that was something that they added, and they added YouTube. So you can basically take your YouTube videos and embed them here on your same platform. So you can do that as well. And you could stream to YouTube, Facebook, RTMP, you could do a lot. So this is a full meatball sandwich. This is not to be played with. This tool is not to be played with. Can you make your $7,000 back right away? I don't know. But do you want to own your own ecosystem? If you have enough content that you say, you know what, I have enough content, I can produce my own content, or I can bring speakers onto my platform. It is my platform. I think you can make your money back if you turn this into like an agency to where you start showcasing speakers. I think you can make your money back on that, because somebody probably wants to be on a Roku channel. But they can't afford the $5,000. Says, hey, you can't afford $5,000. I can get you on my channel for $250 a month. I think if you did that and you had yourself about 6 or 7 core speakers, I think you can make your money back. Getting the $7,000 back, it's going to be a little bit difficult right away. But owning your own platform, now you bypass everyone. You bypass YouTube, Facebook, and all these other characters, Spotify, the whole gamut. You are now all of those people in one. I'm telling you. So if you're going to use my code, use my code. And I'm going to be showing you elements of how I've used it in the past. The founder's going to be here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to showcase this tool in almost its entirety, right? I'm going to show you the app. So stay tuned. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, the bell. You don't want to miss out on that. Most of this will be free, but to show you how to do the playbook on it, I may have another video on that. That may be a paid video that you can actually get from the platform. So I may even show you that. That'll be actually won't be that much, because you guys know, because you support the channel, there's no need for me to charge you all this money, but I do need to recover the cost of just putting the video together. So, yeah, this is, and I'm definitely going to come back and do a full detail on this. I'm not going to give you the play, but I am going to show you what the tool can do in its entirety. This is a lot. I'm telling you right now, this is a lot. Hey, this has been Jenny Jones. I know this morning this is the exact look you have once you find out all the things you can do. Also, one thing I think that was not mentioned, that I did not mention, when you run the videos in the linear mode, this is your app. I do have an app. Once you run it in linear mode and you have people on your channel posting to, you're your own YouTube. Let's just put it like that. If you ever wanted to be your own YouTube, you ever wanted to be your own TikTok, this is your chance. That's it right here. $7,000 to do that. Now, what you're going to do is once you start running the linear and then people start running the linear on, you're going to get 50, I think it's 50 to 70%. I have to talk to the founder again, but they're going to start running ads on your linear videos. You're going to get a nice take there as well. Again, I get less than 4 cents per 1,000 views on my YouTube channel. You're going to be getting 50% of your channel. So really, if you have a content hungry audience that's thirsting for more of your content, this is your platform. You can make your money back in quick work here. But again, like I said, when they do the linear here, you can make a lot of, hey, thank you guys. This was a lot. This was a lot. I had to take on this. It was like drinking from a fire hose this morning, but Stream Studio, if there was a sweet spot, you say, hey, you know what, Jenny, I don't have $7,000. Let me give you that. And I said, you know what, Jenny, I don't have $7,000. Dude, I don't have $7,000. I'm like, that's fair. You don't have $7,000, right? So if you don't have $7,000, I think if you have, gosh, man, I'm just trying to see. You can't take good utilization of this tool. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I think you can get away with a tier 5. Yeah. Tier 5 is the sweet spot, $1,000, because you still want to be able to create your courses playlist, or even if you wanted to go without the courses playlist, you still can get away with a tier 4. Tier 4, bare minimum, tier 4, bare minimum. Sweet spot on this deal is tier 5 because you get the courses, create courses playlist. If you want to go without the apps, that's fine. You don't have to have the apps, but you definitely can do your own streaming and still have your own. Can you get the YouTube? Oh, you get the YouTube iframe. This is what you want right here. This is what you want. So tier 4 minimum for this tool. Minimum. I'm going to repeat that. Minimum tier 4 for looking at this plan. If you want to get creative, you want to invest in your business, you have a thirsty audience for all of your content and more people that you want to bring on your platform, then you start looking at your later tiers here. All right. If you have, that's my recommendation for this particular platform, a minimum of tier 4, $400, tier 4. This is a nice platform. Monetize my channel with memberships and tips. You can definitely do that. You can have these pay-per-view visits here. You can get your custom domain here. You can schedule future live events and YouTube iframe. I'm telling you right now, tier 4 is your minimum. Do not look at anything else. You want to at least be able to schedule future events and have the YouTube iframes where you can embed your YouTube videos. Minimum tier 4. Do not look at anything less. If I see somebody pick something less, I'm going to say they're going to be sorry because they're going to find out later. Now, can you buy the tier 3 today? Yes. Can you come back next month and buy the tier 4? Yes. They're on select. It looks like they may be here 30 to at least 60 days. I don't know. But if they're on a select up here, if I see them up here on a select, they're going to be here at least 30 days, right? And I don't see anything different here. No upgrades or anything like that. Yeah. So yeah. Hey, this has been Jenny Jones. This is a lot. I wanted to keep this short. You guys have been great. Again, StreamYard, Kajabi. Yeah, that's all that, because you can do courses from here as well. Hey, you guys have been great. You guys take care. Monday Madness, crazy deals. Goodbye for now.